Thanks for downloading a 3CR podcast. 3CR is an independent community radio station based in Melbourne, Australia. We need your financial support to keep going. Go to www.3cr.org.au for more information and to donate online. Now stay tuned for your 3CR podcast.
We're putting up new buildings, we're knocking down the old. We're working in the summer heat and in the winter cold. And the labour power we sell, me boys, for a hard-earned weekly pay produces mighty profits for the greedy MBA. And whether we were born here or born in Italy, in Greece, in Spain or Ireland, in England or Fiji, we all of us are workers, united we must stand, until the wealthy bludgers have been driven from our land. We faced deregistration, it backfired in the face. We're not fooled by arbitration, we won't stay in our place. We hit the bosses hard and fast to win and keep our gains, and break a couple of concrete pours to back our log of claims. So keep your powder dry and hold your head up high. It's class to class and face to face, our limit is the sky. We've got a fighting history and we never will be cowed. Our builders' labour is a name to make a man feel proud.
And it's good morning from the Concrete Gang, a bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and into our second show for 2016 already. Good morning, Gorilla. You did extremely well last week. I listened in from the back of the studio just to check up on you, and you did extremely well.
I was
Colin.
Oh, hang on.
Buzz.
Do I get to say
Annie,
good morning, do I?
And you all did a terrific job, and good morning, and happy to see you again.
Well, boys, it's just like it was last unit. We don't even get a chance to say good morning. He's back at us again, and I was under extreme pressure last week with you sitting. You're like a cocky sitting on my shoulder.
They call it micromanagement, I think, isn't it? Yeah. Buzzword, micromanagement.
You can feel my eyes burning into the back of your head.
You're worried about your job, aren't you? I did a marvellous job, didn't I? Marvellous.
You did a good job. Yes, it's the Concrete Gang, and we're all hanging shit on each other as usual. But there's a lot happening around the place. But let's just say it's a bit disappointing. I hate to say this and start the year on a slightly negative note. It's a bit disappointing when you sit down with the MBA and then they shit can us about the first RDO of the year, even though they agreed to a calendar.
That's right. Yes.
True to form, though. It's
true to form. Yeah, you can't complain that they're inconsistent.
No, they've run the argument in the papers, I think, if I'm
that's
right.
Correct.
That everyone's taken a sickie on Monday when we're actually taking an RDO, paid out of our own wages.
Correct.
People forget, you know.
Yeah, because it really RDOs are flexi time. We do the time and then we collect it as an RDO and it's our money. Deferred payment.
Yeah, they deduct the money of our wages. It's an RDO, which is on the calendar, which, as you said, Warren, the MBA's agreed to. And then they write an article in the paper about us all taking sickies. All a load of shit. Anyway,
good morning, everyone. I didn't have to get to say good morning.
Jesus,
well, you're too busy playing with your tablet as usual.
No, actually.
Playing with something else.
Yeah, no, you were, mate.
No, what I couldn't believe, I don't want to jump all over the place, but I picked up an article on business groups. There's an article by a girl called Annabelle Hepworth. Business groups are pushing to abolish labour market testing in 457 visa things. Now, hang on. How many rorts have we seen? How many rorts have we seen on these visa things with market testing?
Buzzer. Right. We're on
You've
the
just
RDOs.
been censored. We're on the RDOs.
Sorry, I jump all over the place. Let's get back to the RDOs.
You didn't take your medication.
We need to ban the tablet. That's what we're going to do. Ban the tablet.
Or take the tablets.
All right.
Gorilla, put a ban on it, will you?
Yeah, right.
Can we?
Mate.
All right. One thing about the RDOs.
Righto.
Can we establish that this weekend is not a lockdown weekend?
Well, it's already Sunday, and Sunday, Monday and Tuesday are locked down.
Yeah. So should be nobody working today, should there?
For all the people who had a bit of...
Shock horror. How many phone calls do you reckon I've had about wanting to work on the Sunday?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, mate, honestly, these farm workers, and like how much they want. They do these jobs, push. Blokes, finally get a shutdown week, and they still want to work on the Sunday.
Yep.
Please.
Now, the story, of course, is that when the EBA was agreed for the 4 years leading up to last year, the Saturday for the Australia Day weekend was a work day for those who chose to work, because it's overtime, you have a choice about working. Some people came back from leave, they need the buck, so okay. Some people were just coming back from leave or didn't want to come back, they wanted to keep enjoying some holiday time. You can't please all the people all the time. The compromise was the rest of the weekend is a shutdown, but the Saturday was optional. And there are plenty of people who decided not to take the option, and no one can have any comeback at those people.
And if they do?
And if they do,
ring the union.
Ring the union, get your delegate, or do it yourself, ring the union, and let's just say there will be some suitable discussions taking place.
And we're not silly enough to realise, Warren, there is some people that get put on a fair amount of pressure to work overtime even when they don't want to. Yeah. So if that's happening, we need to know about it.
Yeah. But anyway, let's reprise last week. And this week we're going to reprise it because we finished on the nomination of Alcoa. And we should have, I think, nominated the federal government because it's now clear that they were part of it. We reprised the subject of the MUA dispute down at Portland. And there was a, shall we say, a act of solidarity performed by your good selves, Colin and Gorilla.
Yes.
And can you give us an update on what's happening down at Portland? Because that dispute has now become a major issue because quite clearly the federal government have gone out of their way to work their magic around producing a scab ship coming in from overseas to do the work.
A special license given by Makilia Thatcher, wasn't it?
Yeah, Ms. Cash.
With the haircut like her?
Yeah.
Right?
What's the flag of convenience? Has it got a scab on it or something?
Yeah, it's got a few blood marks on it. The situation is that the MUA are in dispute down at Portland. They've been in dispute for some time, and if you'd like to give us an update, this is an indication of the lengths to which the Turnbull government, not the Abbott government, the Turnbull government will go to attack unions.
The silent assassin Turnbull. Yeah, well, anyway, myself and Rabbit went down there on Wednesday, I think. Went down to the picket line down there at Portland, met all the brothers and sisters down there on the picket line. They were great to see. They've got amazing support from all over Australia and all over the world. There's actually, what was the union, Rabbit? They said that they'd refused to handle these ships. It was in, was it Finland or somewhere? And it was somewhere other side of the world that refused an injury to one's an injury to all, they said, which is great. Solidarity from around the world. But yeah, look, it's just a disgrace. I mean, I don't know. Anyone could put a positive thing or even defend what's happening down there. I mean, there's been Australian ships, Australian jobs working for Alcoa. The government's funding Alcoa. The government's up their necks in this. They've all decided to do a ship of convenience, which means they bring a third world country in, pay them third world pay, and the Australians have got the arse. So if anyone can work out where the fairness or that is in there, let me know. So, Rabbit. So
yeah, it's a real disgrace when you think that the bauxite is mined and refined in Western Australia, and then it's loaded up. So it's all Australian jobs in WA. Then the transport from WA to Portland's done by non-union labour. These poor blokes are on $2 an hour, all the rest of it. And then, they unload it and then it became, they turn it into aluminium at Portland there. Australian jobs again. But, why that little bit in between's got me beat. And, I mean, Alcoa are getting their power for 1972 prices. It's not like they're getting a chop out. But, yeah, great picket line there. Well set up too, I have to say. Yeah. Gorilla was very well set up and lots of support, like you said.
Yep.
And they're still pretty strong. And there was a couple of good rallies during the week at Warrnambool and Portland. And
Hamilton.
Hamilton. Hamilton.
Yeah.
Yep. So it was very good.
And I must admit, look, in times like that, you know as much support as you get, and they were rapt to see us down there, and they know that the CFMU's 100% behind them. But we also left them a little bit of a prize, did we, mate? We give them a nice old tip on a racehorse, which paid $17.80 before we left, so that might boost the coffers for the brothers and sisters down there.
Yeah, we supported the local community. A bit of economic benefit when we went down there, I think it's fair to say.
You didn't go away hungry then?
Oh, absolutely.
Does it look like we did?
No.
And can I just say, we didn't go away thirsty either.
Anyway,
I suppose in a town like Portland, which hasn't got a lot going for it at the moment, really.
No,
without
that's
being
good point.
After all the hits that's taken down there, it is a bit demoralising. So to see all the brothers and sisters down there holding the line, and it's a great thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is, Buzzer. But I must admit, Rabbit should probably talk about this, but because Rabbit used to organise the area for 7 years apparently, and did a very good job. There's a lot of shops, a lot of houses for sale, a lot of shops for sale. It's pretty sad. But Rabbit, you'd probably be better off talking on that than me, because you've noticed a big change. Remember when we were down there, you mentioned.
Yeah, that's right. With the wind farm industry, once again, the Liberal government have decimated any of that. So no one wants to invest in wind farms and that down there, and there's plenty of them on the books that way, and that would have kept the local engineering firm, Keppel Prince, going. And I got a bit of a shock when we went for a bit of a drive through there at what a ghost town it was, and I don't want to sound like all doom and gloom, but I must admit we did drive out of there yesterday, and I was a little bit shocked.
Yeah, well, anyway, but we should finish up one thing. Probably if everyone got on the MUA site, and there's probably a site you could probably send an email of support. The more people that did that, give them a bit of a kick up and a boost, and of course we're 100% behind them.
And just to finish on that, Paddy Crumlin's wrote a great response to that whole blue down there, and it's on the CFMU website, and it was also printed in that other rag, The Australian, I think it was in, so it got a run in there on Wednesday, and it was a very good response. So make sure you have a look at that, and it goes through all the details of what's happened down there, and it's a disgrace.
Righto, so we might cut to a track.
Gang, here to stay. You can only fight your blues. Stand to struggle, stand to win.
Whatever it takes, whatever the stakes.
For you punters out there that don't know who Robin Trower is, he used to be the guitarist in Procol Harum. Very good, very good. And that hopefully I've had the first complaint for the year, Warren.
You've had the first complaint for the year, and well justified it was too. But anyway,
and you're wearing it like a badge of honour too. Like a gorilla.
Well, last time we got a bagging, someone sooked up for 5 weeks. I'm not mentioning who it was, but mate,
yeah, he went missing.
There was a big box of tissues.
Was that me?
I didn't mention.
Oh, believe it or
Buzzer,
not,
you had your wings clipped, and you grew a couple more.
I fronted him at Christmas breakup about that.
Yeah, righto, moving right along. Just to mention, our good friends from the Turnbull government not only have been attacking the MUA, but they've also been getting stuck into the CFMEU.
No.
Believe it or not, I know it's hard, but 2016 has started off with our good friend Michaela Cash, the Minister for Employment, attacking us and saying in the paper it was a disgrace that militant unions like the MUA and the CFMEU use the legal system to basically punish their opponents. Well,
What?
Jesus, that's unbelievable, isn't it? After all the prosecutions that have been launched right on Christmas or straight after Christmas by the ABCC, by various other government instrumentalities to attack the union for just doing its job, guess what? Our good friend Michaela says, and quote, "We are using the legal system to punish our opponents." Well, actually, we're using the legal system to defend ourselves. Now, I would have thought that anyone is entitled, corporate Australia, the government, George Brandis, the Attorney General, is using the legal system not to hand over information under freedom of information. All this stuff goes on, but apparently militant trade unions are not allowed to use the legal system to defend itself and its members. Anyway, Michaela has started a...
Had she heard about the Royal Commission? Had she heard about that?
Yeah, and they're going to hand, just to finish off on this, they're going to hand over the secret file of the Royal Commission.
Not the secret file.
They're going to hand it over to the crossbenchers in the Senate to try to get them to agree to all the anti-union legislation that they are proposing to put before the Parliament in February. And let's just say, let's bring back the ABCC, bring in the code and make it enforceable, bring in legislation to control what happens to unions. Like ASIC does nothing to control businesses, but they're going to bring in a whole new corporate structure in government to supervise unions. And at the same time, this secret file is going to have all the names redacted. So someone's gone in, secret hearings, made a whole lot of allegations against people, nothing proved, nothing that can even be questioned. They're going to take out all the names and go, see, this is how bad it is. Well, I could make up a whole lot of stuff myself and redact the names, and it's absolutely unproven, but this is the basis of the federal government. So, folks, we're going to be having a big year in court. You can see it now.
And she never used, when she was working at Freehills, she never used any of that to attack workers? Did she? She never used the legal system to attack workers at Freehills?
Not.
That sounds a lot like they can't get what they want, so they just make the rules up as they go along.
That's
all right,
exactly
that's what's going on there.
Anyway, the whole lot of people are being prosecuted, some of them for the second time. A couple of rank and filers have been prosecuted. Uncle Brian put up with a whole lot of stuff in the court out at Heidelberg a couple of years ago. He's now being prosecuted again for being the pecky on the job.
But one of the good results in the legal system this week might have been 33 of the 101 rank and filers that have been charged over in Western Australia. So that's a good win for us. So hopefully they should all be thrown out too. What do you think?
Yeah, exactly.
So the first lot have been thrown out, but the case is continuing, as Buzzer suggests. It's got a long way to go because there's 106. And we've got through the first lot. The cases against them have been dismissed. So, as I say, it's going to be a big year in court. But it's also already been a big year around jobs. And some of the local issues are as important as some of these court cases because it's people's livelihood and safety.
And we make no apologies. I mean, I know all the listeners want to hear the job news, but obviously there's a fair bit going on around the traps. But look, there's been some interesting things on the jobs. We've had we had an issue on Friday with one subcontractor on a job, pro bill job, to sign that wasn't in inclement weather when the health and safety bloke tried to send them home. So to Michael Byrne from Byrne Brick Lane, you put a dint in your manners again, mate, and we've got an agreement to follow. You should try to follow them as much as we have to. And storming on the job with your ponytail flying in the wind and carrying on like a 2-bob watch. Just, read your agreement, mate.
We also had a bit of an incident down in Geelong on a shopping centre at Leopold where you've got a Bunnings store getting built by Troons Construction and a shopping centre being built by AGCO. At night time, somebody came in and stole the excavator out of the Norris plant hire machines there on the AGCO side, drove it through the fence.
That'd be our fault too, wouldn't it?
He actually stole the chains out of the crane. He hooked up a $50,000 generator, cut the cables, and drove off. Guess what? The boys all rolled up next day to put the panels in. No power on site.
Hey,
Nothing there.
Did they do a JSA?
Couldn't do anything. They were all
No JSA?
No JSA. No JSA.
Geez.
But what slight mistake they did make is they stole one of the workers' wallets out of the machine and went and used his credit card. So that might be their downfall. I don't know why you do that after stealing a $50,000 generator. But
Anyway, moving along, there was a few other things happening around the place.
Hey, hang on. Buzz, how much you get for it?
Paint it and away you go, right?
And no one saw it. It's on the main drag there in Geelong.
Hey, can you imagine me trying to hook it up? at night time. Oh, come on, I need a bit of...
You would have done
You
it.
need a guide dog and a white stick.
You would have done it all, but crashed your car on the way back or something, you know.
Righto, let's get into Scallywags. There's been a few because we're getting them mentioned already. Mick Burns, the NBA for their little exercise with the RDO calendar.
Silks.
But there's been a couple of other. Falco Concrete.
Forza,
sorry.
Forza.
I can't even read my own writing.
sacking a bloke early this week. No rhyme, no reason. Not paying him out properly. That's been sorted.
Jam steel fixing.
Another one, no compliance for a long, long time. Another one in process of being sorted. Seabar, Sinkerlink, Co-Invest, the whole shooting match not paid for 6 months.
We've got Bayside Construction down in Port Melbourne. Oh, geez, I can see that being a long 3 or 4 story job. Come out of the housing market, really struggling to know what they're doing down there. And the other one I want to throw, Trio Construct. Now, Trio Construction, better if they're listening, if the message gets back to them, you can't run 4 sites with 4 cranes, with crane crews, with 2 blokes. It is very difficult. So stay tuned. Right?
I'd like to see that.
No, that's probably...
Stay tuned. Jeremy, ex-Mervac Construction.
Jeremy Laird.
Yeah.
Righto, who else have we got? We've got Acon again.
Oh, another one.
Acon.
They were mentioned last week. They've been mentioned
They've
again.
got the brothers swapping tickets. So in other words, the tickets have been inducted 3 times, but not the blokes.
Yeah.
So if you've got Acon, keep an eye on them.
Absolutely. I've got Crane Tech there. They've got a bloke on. They've got a bloke on work cover at the moment. They're not paying him travel to go to the yard, so that needs to be fixed up. If you're on work cover, you're entitled to travel.
Righto. What about the Whingin Award?
Oh yes,
NBA,
yes.
NBA for Monday.
Yeah.
NBA there. What's the win? It's a Michael Clemenger Whinging Award. You've got to
that's
announce
right.
the name.
Yeah, that's.
So Michael Clemenger Whinging Award. I think.
G'day, Mike.
I think Ivan from I&D. Ivan's apparently not happy because he's been told on one of his 400 jobs he's not allowed to pour concrete on Saturday because they've got to come in and stress on the Sunday and it's a lockdown weekend. How much... Ivan, come on, mate. Come on, please.
Suki lava.
Yeah, exactly.
Righto. Time is on the wing. Have we got any more? I'm going to nominate Michaela Cash because she's thrown down the gauntlet.
Isn't it Michaela Thatcher?
Well...
I didn't know she worked for Freeholds. Jeez.
Freeholds.
Freeholds.
Long history, that woman.
It's got a shocking voice in
Well,
Parliament
what
too.
about Courtney Page?
What's the name of the bloke that owns them?
Hopley.
Kenny, baby.
Yeah, anyway.
Kenny Hopley got investigated by the Royal Commission.
Kenny.
Well, they've come down. They've come down on the ADCO job. Refused. Don't want to show any tickets. Don't want to show anything. Stomped around. Told the health and safety bloke where to go. Told everyone, and they're on the way back to Bendigo, I think. So well done, boys. You had a great effort there.
Indeed. Now, last but not least, I think there was also.
You've got to bring your glasses, mate.
Yeah, I've got to bring my glasses. There was also one other, and I think that was. Oh, no, sorry, that's Acon, who have been mentioned twice now.
Yes, they have.
So that does bring us to 1 point before we decide Scallywag compliances. This first compliance check for the year is coming up in a couple of weeks. That's the one that's going to tell you most about what's happened over Christmas with people getting ripped off and cheated. So start the process, folks.
So who's got the Scallywag? Who are we going for, boys? Come on. Jesus,
Ken Hopley.
Ken Hopley's done
Kenny
it.
Hopley.
Kenny Hopley, yes. Stay in Bendigo, Ken. Stay up there building brick fences and demoing old work sheds out the backyard, but keep out of the big
doing
smoke,
driveways and stuff. Yeah,
exactly.
Righto, so Kenny Hopley is Scallywag of the week.
And the Whingin Award, the
Ivan
from ID. Good on you, Ivan.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Congratulations. You've won the Michael Clemenger Whingin Award. And I think we'll go in the same old way.
Dare to struggle.
Dare to win.
If you don't fight,
you lose.
Good morning from the Concrete Gang. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. We're going to go out with Archie Roach. To the NBA, no.
You've been listening to a 3CR podcast produced in the studios of independent community radio station 3CR in Melbourne, Australia. For more information, go to allthews.3cr.org.au.